Hello, you guys. Welcome back to the Cake Radio Show. I'm the CakeDive, and I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are doing better than me because I got this weird, stuffy nose type thing going on. I don't feel sick, but I have, a stuffy nose. So if you hear me, sniffle or snort, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to do that on purpose. Ooh, like that. But I hope you guys are doing well because today we will be talking about my first impressions on JT's new album, The City Cinderella. So, okay, sorry, we're back. I had to blow my nose because that was getting a little bit unbearable. But no, we doing my first impression review and thoughts on JT's debut solo album, City Cinderella, out now on your favorite streaming platforms. JT, I did an episode on JT before, but JT has finally dropped her debut album as a solo artist, City Cinderella. I've listened to it, came out today, it's out now. Well, okay, at the time of listening, it came out today, but at the time that y'all are seeing this, it's been out for a day or so. And I'm excited to tap in and give y'all my initial thoughts. I like the album. It is fairly, I think for JT, I'm half and half on it, honestly. I think that you can really see that she wants this. And I think that's one of the things that I really respect about JT. With JT, even if whether you love her or you hate her, you can tell that she really wants this shit. She really wants to be a big name. She really wants to be that rapper that y'all don't play about this. She wants to be a rapper whose name is etched in the name of rap history for the modern girls. And I really see that. I really see that. I really respect it. And I think with certain songs in this album, you can hear in the verse, with a pen, with her flow, that she really wants this shit. The intro song, Hope, baby, she coming out swinging. Then you got the song, it's a 16-track album, 40 minutes. You got intro, Hope. You got Brick Talk. You got O featuring DJ Khaled. Serving, D.O.D. Lemon Pepper featuring Stunner Girl. You got Swang, 90s Baby. Uncle Al. Sideways. Okay. JT coming. All Stars with Clip. Red Flowers, Star of the Show. And then the OK remix featuring Jeezy. The intro was hot. Baby, now that's an intro. The rap girls this year so far have been giving us really strong intros. JT had this, Megan had his as her intro for her self-titled album, which tomorrow I might be talking about, so stay clear on that. And then following that up with Brick Talk and O and Serving and D.O.D. and Lemon Pepper, I got scared a little bit. I was I might not finish this album type of scared because I was the songs are not bad, but I think that they weren't I got nervous because they weren't the songs that I necessarily liked about, from JT, especially in the solo era. I think with JT, for a certain, what I heard with OK, what I heard with Sideways is that she was it seemed like she was kind of going for a slower flow, you need to really hear these lyrics type thing, and it's a slower, it was a slower toned type of verse and flow. And it's while certain songs Okay and Sideways, which I really like, one of my favorite singles from her in the solo era was Sideways. Having Brick Talk, O, Serving, D.O.D. and Lemon Pepper kind of be back to back to back, I was ooh, this better not be what the whole album is. Because, while I respect it, again, I don't have any issues with it. I'm not saying that they're bad. It's just that type of flow from her is not what I personally like out of JT. But again, I still respect it. What I like from JT is what I enjoyed from, her when she was in the City Girls. And it was, that super that not even super, it was a faster flow, it was a harder flow, it was kind of more of a party anthem type beat, songs that where she can go harder, please don't call me twin, I don't look like you, that type of stuff. even some of the songs that like are more like I guess pop based, like off of their last album Raw for the City Girls, like Shining. I think the song with Kim Petras. Like even those like pop or those pop based songs, like I like when she is a little bit slower flow on that. I don't know if it's just the beat or like what. I don't know if I was just like, but like, cause it was like I don't know, like it clicked for me, but it wasn't clicking all the way for me, if that makes sense. Um, because again, like I still like the tracks. It's just like personally for me, I wasn't feeling them. Then once we got to Swang, baby, I switched up. I was like, oh, this the album right here. Swang, 90s Baby, Uncle Al, Sideways, okay, JT Coming. Those are like my favorite tracks off the album so far. And again, these are first impressions, so like it could change for all I know. But those were like my favorite tracks off the album. Because baby, they're fun. Her flow is insane. They're like bops. Like these are songs that I would hear up in the club. Saying that like I have been in any club. But she really showed like it really shows like what we like from JT and what like JT really is like beloved for. And I'm here for it. Like she shows that like, oh, like she is the city Cinderella. She's not one of these hoes you play with. And I'm like here I was here for it when it got to them tracks too. Red Flowers and Star of the Show are also good tracks. I think the only song that I could take or leave was the OK remix, mostly just because I like already heard OK, so I'm like, girl, I don't need to listen to this track like that. I mean, the song's not bad. I like Jeezy's verse and stuff on it, but again, it's like I already heard OK. I don't need to hear the remix like that for real. But again, it is a good album from JT. I think if I had to criticize anything about this album, I mean, again, it's like some of these songs I could take or leave, but that's with any album. Like there's just, especially with the debut album, you're kind of bound to have a song or two that you could take or leave. That, and I think just like I wish that some of her features were a bit stronger. I don't know if it's because Quality Control doesn't really exist as a label anymore, because they really don't be existing. I talked about this in the last episode. I talked about JT, in which, one of the reasons why the City Girls kind of fell apart. There's obviously the conversation of Diddy potentially, but I'm not here to talk about that. But Quality Control was the label pretty much doesn't exist anymore because no one's really getting the push. And I think that was what led, I mean, again, outside of Diddy, which I'm not talking about, but that was what pretty much led to the downfall and the City Girls split, because they weren't getting the push that they needed to. And I feel like even in this era, people have made fun of JT for it, because I feel like JT, unfortunately, has set her up to kind of be an easy target. Like, she comes for people. She came for Glorilla. She shaded Megan. She shaded everybody, but she shaded everybody but Nicki Minaj at this point. She set herself up kind of as like an easy target. And unfortunately, she's a dark-skinned, black woman. So, again, regardless of who you are, regardless of what genre of artist you are or what you do, black women, especially dark-skinned black women, are unfortunately, given they're forced to do so much more just to get so much less. I feel like with Quality Control, they still haven't pushed her as much as, or given her as much as the push as I feel like she deserves, and giving herself the push that she very clearly wants. And people made fun of her for it. They make fun of how she was doing a tour at McDonald's and at the Pizza Huts instead, and Turks and instead of actual club, she's performing at clubs, but instead of actual venues, and people have been other girls are doing stadium tours and stuff like that, but she can't. She doing, McDonald's tours and stuff like that. People have given her, that slack for it, but I think she's still somewhat remained humble and been this is what I need to do to just get to the top. And I think that, I think part of her is being humble about it. And if she, remains humble, if she keeps pushing her pen, if she keeps building the fan base of, fans who really do rock with her, and, you know, really respect her craftsmanship, because she has craftsmanship. You can't take that away from her. I refuse to take that away from JT, because she got the pen, honey. As long as she does that and she can, you know, try to avoid the beef as much as possible. I mean, again, I recommend she put Twitter down. She, you know, stay out of these people's DMs when, you know, the haters are talking, because the more that she gives the haters attention, the more I feel like it kind of holds her back. And like, and again, it's kind of the situation I've talked about in previous podcast episodes, in which it's like, oh, if the haters know that like you gonna see it and that you gonna interact with it, they gonna keep going harder and harder. And that's just what I've seen with JT, because, you know, she's made it painfully obvious that like she sees all the comments and all her and like all the haters and stuff like that. And like just recently with the documentary that she's dropping, she's been posting like tweets. She saved tweets from people who were saying like, oh, like she is better, you know, with as City Girls and part of City Girls instead of the solo stuff. Like, the more that people, instead of it, like, part of it can come with like humbleness and with like that reverence, like, oh, like she's really coming up, but like she's going in people's DMs and actually like messaging people like, oh, like you don't need to do da 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 da. I feel like, you know, she need to cut that out. She too pretty to be doing all that. If you cut that out, JT, listen. If you cut that out, keep focused on your pen, keep focused on your fans. You know, push yourself more than what your label is trying to push you to do. I absolutely believe she's gonna do great things, because this is a good album right here. I think the people going, whether it's this weekend, whether it's the next couple of months, whether it's, you know, years from now, I think people will come around and talk about how this is a fairly good rap debut album from the JT, the City Cinderella. And that's all I got. Again, giving y'all a positive rating. I'm not going to give y'all a solid score, because, again, first impressions, first listen, and so, first couple of listens. So I might circle back and give y'all a full-on rating or a full-on review of my thoughts on the album. But that has been it from me. Thank you guys so much for listening and supporting the Cake Radio Show. If you want to get episodes before anybody else, tune in to the YouTube channel and subscribe at Cake Radio Show. Be sure to like, comment, let me know your thoughts on the City Cinderella album and your favorite tracks off the album, as well as my various thoughts on JT. And if you're listening to this on your favorite podcast platform, I love you guys so much. Be sure to like, you know, subscribe, turn on the notifications for more, and give the show a rating on your favorite podcast platform, because it helps. And that's all I got. I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.